Pat Brooker.
Hello, well this won't take 5 minutes. I'm doing this just for experience really. But thank you for this opportunity to speak to my very brief submission that I did.
Is he not here?
So my name is Pat Brooker. I've been involved in the Central City since 1993. I had a small restaurant south of the border for 13 years and I've been living in the city since 2001. So I'm quite committed. Now I do believe in the old adage of saving for a rainy day. And certainly the earthquakes could be seen as a rainy day. So I'm not against asset sales per se, but I do believe any savings we've made should be used for very valuable things and not just squandered on things, which I see a new stadium, considering our existing one is seldom filled or ever filled, or a big convention centre, which is unlikely to pay its way. So please be very careful about what we do sell our existing assets for. It's always seemed to me very good that we've ownership and therefore some power over our own electricity lines, for example. So at least leave Orion alone. And it doesn't also seem to me to be making much sense in selling these valuable assets prior to knowing exactly when we'll need the expenditure, when and how much it'll exactly cost us. And I just add as an extra, I noticed on one of the plans we're going to do big enhancements on the council's IT system. I don't know anything about that, but is this really necessary, I ask you? So we're a small town, so please let us consider smaller projects first, after, of course, the essential horizontal infrastructure, which I would think was worth selling assets for. Just like to add two other bits, and one is social housing. I've always been very grateful and proud to live in a town which cared for people who could not always pay their own way in a very commercial world. So please consider what we will be doing to ourselves as a community if we sell off social housing simply to fit in with the current government's agenda, market forces ideology. And then finally, as a resident of the inner city, or living within the 4 avenues, I'd really like to express my concerns over what life will be like for us here. We loved the initial drawings of dwellings on top of offices, retail, in general, the mixing up of business, retail, residential. But now there seems to be a real reluctance on the part of developers to do this because they see the high costs of doing fireproofing and other such things, insulation. So a couple of projects have fallen by the wayside. And of course, we're also very concerned that parking will be impossible in this area. There's no on-site parking requirements for all new developments, new residential developments, and the area just isn't served by public transport. It's very poor. And I suppose we would also hope that maybe the area would develop sort of organically, if that's the word, naturally, not these big artificial precincts. We can't see how that's going to make it friendly. And the final thing I'd just like to say is I really do miss the Centennial Pool, but it's gone now. So what can I say? But thank you for listening.
So does my husband. He reminds me every day. So
yes,
no, please stay because somebody might have some questions for you.
Well, I don't think so. I think it was a very general submission, but we all have to add our voice.
Okay, no, look, that's fine. Thank you very, very much. Much appreciated.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for letting me.
Now, I think Clive Cousins, has he arrived yet?